We're all going to have an opportunity in life to be in leadership roles. It depends on what those leadership roles consist of, where you will have a certain amount of power at your fingertips in which you will need to make sure things are being ran in the manner in which they're supposed to. Well, we hear about individuals all the time that decide they're going to step aside from positions of leadership, and many don't understand why. They've done some great things while they were in office, but they had to make that decision to say, hey, I got to remove myself from this situation because of particular reasons. And a lot of times people don't understand those reasons. But we're going to talk about exactly what went down this weekend as far as why a particular person said, hey, I'm stepping off. We're going to get into it right after this. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in the friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get in this thing, get straight to it. Because I'm not here like, Coach, you're stumbling and stammering, bro. What's going on with you over there? Listen, we get to talk about leadership. Y'all know Coach gets a funny feeling in his heart, as well as when I'm talking about coaching. I just love both of them because you know what? They go hand in hand. And a lot of times, being a leader doesn't necessarily mean you have to be that leader out on the football field, basketball court, baseball diamond, wherever. It doesn't always have to do with sports. A lot of times we have to lead people in the manner in which we get them to understand certain things must apply when being a leader. And in this instance, we have a president who stated, hey, listen, one thing we ain't going to do, we're not going to halfway do a job. Either we're going to do the job the way it needs to be done or we're not going to do it. That is a person with integrity. I love that. Look, as I stated before, everybody wants to lead, but when they get the opportunity to lead, they don't know exactly what to do. They just sit there and whatever comes their way, they say, hey, I'm going to go with that. But you know what? I'm looking at President Simmons over at Prairie View A&M, who decided, you know what? I'm going to step down because if I can't do my job adequately, what is the need for me to be here in this position? And you got to give her props because people don't understand. Looking at everything that's taken place over the years, as far as with HBCUs, or better yet, just in leadership positions, period. When something falls at their feet, especially when there's a decision that was made or something fell short because you didn't have the necessary people in place or in position to make sure that things ran adequately, guess what? You're at fault. You're the one left holding that bag. And I got to say, looking at this whole situation here as far as what all she went through and the reason why she stated that she's going to step down, I get it. I understand. I mean, it's always rules change, you know, at some point in time. We want to come up with some way, shape, or fashion that a rule is going to be different for this person than it is that person. And I get all of that. But my question is, and I'm trying to find this document. So if there's anybody out there that can show me the document where it states that a president cannot hire someone in their last semester, in their last term, they can't hire someone to come in and work, please send that to me. Send that to TLSNINFO@gmail.com. I would love to see that. And I appreciate you ahead of time for sending it. But again, there seems to be some type of rule that has caused a divide between the former president of Prairie View A&M and the Texas A&M University Systems Chancellor, Mr. Sharp. A president that is on their way out of office can't hire anyone. President Simmons made it very clear. She's not going to be just the president in name. I mean, understanding this. Here's the tweet and the letter that she sent out to the Prairie View A&M faithful, as well as the letter that she put out there, letting everybody know her stance on why she made the decision as abruptly as she did. You can't get upset with someone who states, hey, listen, I'm here to do a job. I'm here to lead. I can't sit here and lead you partially or lead you blindly, you know, trying to make sure things are ran adequately as they have been ran since she's been there. And then all of a sudden you want to change up and do things differently because I'm on my way out of office. Come on now. I mean, that to me doesn't make sense. But in the letter that I'm going to share with you, I got that from KHOU star 11. You got to understand exactly where the president is coming from. Now, while she was the president, while President Simmons was the president at Prairie View A&M, you got to give her props on some of these things that she was able to accomplish. She was able to accomplish donations to the university increased to 40%. She also increased the scholarships. Not to mention, she was able to get a $50 million donation from billionaire Mackenzie Scott back in 2020. So understand, President Simmons is in there busting her hump, making sure that the university is in good hands when the new president was to come in July 1st, in which she was looking to remain there in the position until it was time for her to transition out to become a professor. That didn't happen that way. All of a sudden now, I guess something changed around the university where she needs to hire someone in, and the chancellor, he ain't trying to hear Texas A&M University Systems Chancellor Scott, he's not trying to hear that. He's like, listen, we're not going to move in that way. We're going to do things as such. You cannot hire someone in, and this is your last term and you're leaving out. Again, I don't quite understand. I get you want to allow whomever's coming into the fold as the new president to hire their own people to come into the system to do whatever. I get that part. But again, we talk about right now. We need to make sure business is handled right now. And that's something that sometimes people don't understand. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I did put my petty hat on, and I got to looking around for information to get an understanding of Texas A&M Systems Chancellor Scott as far as where he's coming from. We already know he went to Texas A&M. He's put a lot of money in there into that system in which they're looking to build that thing up to something phenomenal. He is one of those type of people that have been around for a long time. He believes things are to go one way. Has his mind begin to shift a little bit as far as things changing, as far as what HBCUs are able to bring to the table, according to Professor Simmons and some of the people that she's had to deal with over times. She's stating that they're beginning to see things in a different light somewhat. And so I had to back off of that and say, you know what, let me look at this from another angle. And again, sometimes we get caught up in the pettiness trying to see, okay, are these people trying to handcuff, the president from making the moves that she needed to make because she's building this thing into something bigger than what they anticipated? Of course, that went through my mind as well. But I say, you know what? Let's look at it from this standpoint. I had to further understand how business is being done. And yes, while I get the point that the Texas A&M University System Chancellor Sharp is trying to make as far as making sure that, an incoming president is able to appoint all of the different people that they want to appoint to different positions. But I'm just like, we talking about business right now. And I mean, yeah, she's 4 months away from being removed from the position. I mean, yeah, I get, you can go ahead and shuffle around some of those duties to somebody else. But we've seen what happened to, situations like that before. They fell wayside. I gotta give flowers because she's ready to step down from that position and move into setting up a leadership academy for the students of Prairie View A&M. That is a phenomenal thing because she's going to teach them how to get out here and navigate through these murky waters as far as becoming leaders out here in the community. And that's something that is missing very much so. It is a need for that. And one thing we all have to understand is that when you want to take the position of being in leadership, a lot of times people don't quite understand what it all entails as far as you having to get out there and do things in a manner in which, some people are not going to like the way that you're going to do them, but you got to construct things in a manner in which people understand where you're coming from because we all don't look alike. We all don't act alike, and we dang so all don't talk alike, nor do we dress alike. So I'm loving the fact that she's looking to put something together for these future leaders out here that want to get out here and make something in this world, in these communities, so that they can continue to help move things forward. I must say about President Simmons is this. She understood a lot of times when you become a leader, people have the tendencies of trying to handicap you to keep you from being that person that you are. And she's like, no, we're not going to do that because there's times where they try to handicap you, handcuff you to certain situations where it's almost like they're trying to force you to make a decision that's not ethical. And she's like, look here, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And for her to say, I'm going to step down from this position because I don't agree with not being able to hire somebody in which this position that she's looking to hire somebody into, or whatever the reason was she was looking to hire someone for whatever. It could have been sweeping floors in the daggone cafeteria. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that they probably needed someone to go in and sweep the daggone floors, in which here you have someone say, oh, nope, you can't do that. But understanding this, when leaders understand that you're being handicapped and you've done all you can do, sometimes you have to take that initiative step to say, you know what, I got to step away. And that is something that she did. She looked at the bigger picture as far as being able to service those kids, service those students at Prairie View A&M from the standpoint of working on something that she's passionate about, that she was going to do anyway once she left as the president of Prairie View A&M. So I got to salute her for that. Congratulations, President Simmons, for taking a stand that you never allow anyone to strip away your ability to do your job effectively, meaningfully, passionately, and making sure you're making the best decisions for those that you're servicing at that point in time. I got to salute you for that, President Simmons, and I'm truly proud of what you're doing over there at Prairie View A&M, and look forward to seeing you do even more, building those leaders up to get out here in these communities, to be faithful stewards, to get out here and start progressing, making sure things are progressed in the manner in which you're looking to do and teach them to move on in future endeavors. But Coach going to go ahead and get up out of here. But until next time, be the one and lead.